How are you doing? Do you know Ponzi scheme? This is a fraud that collects a fund from investors by advocating high dividend with a fund that is collected from new investors without actually investing in order to wangle the capital and eventually wreck the scheme and run away with the capital. It stands out the clever dot that snowballs fraud damages by giving a part of revenue to uplines who collect downlines by recruiting Ponzi scheme. The Japanese pension system is pretty much the same with Ponzi scheme. The Japanese government advocates that Japanese pension system is defined benefits pension, but actually the amount of money that you save up through Japan Foundation of Japan Pension Service is not returned back to you directly, but is paid to pensionable people with pension eligibility after finishing pension saving duty. For example, although you are 30 years old and save up your money through pension service, the money that you save up is used to 65 years old pensionable person who retired from work, and if you become 65-year-old, your pension is paid from fiscal resources that are collected from younger generation. This system will work safely based on assumption that the young population should increase more than old population from now on in Japan. However, if the number of pension payers decreases, the government runs out of fiscal resources that can cover people with pension eligibility. So, the Japanese pension system is often compared to the picture that how many young people can support how many old people. This fact tells us how much the Japanese government counts on a new generation starting paying pension and tackle with the problem of declining birth rates. This is clearly national fraud. In addition, this pension payment system raises the strictly penalty for those who ignore payment reminder in the form of property foreclosure lately. In this way, the Japanese pension system, recognized as one of the social security, is completely taxation for Japanese people. Tax is money that is never returned back to you after being collected. The Japanese government officially explained that this broken pension system is a redistribution system that distributes income from high income earner to low income earner. Redistribution system. It is obvious for anybody that this system will go bankrupt in the future. Pension system bankruptcy will be realized someday, I think. However, the government will raise further eligible age for receiving pension in order to obscure the fact. Currently, the eligible age is 60 years old, and it will be soon 70, and it's going to be 80 in the early future. 80 years old is almost equal to the Japanese man's average lifespan. In this way, a lot of old people who can't receive a pension will come out although they have saved up steadily so far. Eventually, people can't even receive the amount of money they've paid. But this is exactly Ponzi scheme. So I get the saving up my national pension to Japanese government is equal to paying additional tax to the Japanese government. The Japanese companies are saving up a welfare pension insurance to the government. The financial burden of pension insurance is pretty much big enough for Japanese companies to keep paying. Some companies are driven into bankruptcy because of big burden of welfare pension insurance payment. Japanese pension is clearly additional tax. The defined benefit pension is already on the rocks because of the bullshit system design. The government raises the eligible age and collected amounts due to evading the fact that this system cannot keep up anymore. We Japanese are already in the situation. That's not what we agreed. So I just give up resisting against pension insurance system, and I pay this as a part of tax. Not spending PD life in my future. I have to be independent from Japanese social security by investing business and increasing cash point from now.